Morning, everybody. Just waiting again for it to make sure that it's connecting and it's operating and all of that. How's it, everybody? Good morning to you on this Thursday morning. I actually think I'm going to take this cap off because you can't see my... Oh, it's just now you think I'm a scallum. You think I'm a scallum. What? So... I want to give you some of my views based on what I'm seeing. All right, so, okay, before I get into what the heading is, being held hostage, right, I want to start here. For those of you that have been following me for a while now, at least the last year, you will hear that I've been saying a lot of things repetitively. One, the government, not party, the government is involved in the drug issue in our country. I've told you that. Number two, I've told you since last year, around about the same time, get your act together, get training, get fit, get ready, get supplies, be prepared. Be prepared. I'm not saying anything is going to kick off, but be prepared. This morning, I was already speaking to people to make preparations in light of this 30th of June deadline that has been given. But more importantly, what I want to talk about before I get to that is the story with the drugs in our country. And this morning, our podcast after podcast after podcast after news story after news story is Khan, what's his name, Syed, Malema, etc., all involved in allegedly all the stuff that's going on in the police. And Yusuf Abramji this morning, I watched it this morning, but I think he was on yesterday, on Biz News, was breaking down for us how the tentacles of drugs and crime and all of that have infiltrated into our law enforcement and even into our politics and all of that, right? Where many writers, I think Jeff Weeks was one that wrote, Mafia State has been telling us already for 2-3 years that we are in a mafia-controlled environment that is being fueled, funded, and protected by the state. Because certain high elements in the state are making tons and tons and pots of cash off of this cabal, off of this mafia. Now, we already saw that with state capture, with the Guptas, and someone is now calling, and I think we must get on board with this voice, is that the entire Zondo Commission, and why the Zondo Commission cost R1 billion, and why the Zondo Commission has resulted in 0 arrests, and why the Zondo Commission has resulted in 0 consequences for anyone, particularly people in government. Because the entire thing smacks of exactly, once again, what General Mkhwanazi said, high-level collusion to protect criminals within our politics and within our judicial system. We can start understanding this when we see some of the decisions that have even been made by our constitutional court in the past, where these decisions were made, and we can clearly see that these decisions were made to protect certain individuals in our government. It is not beyond comprehension when we see the way and the trajectory that the country has been going in. This country is run and controlled by criminal cartels. period. And it reaches all the way to the top. There is a reason they are protecting Cyril Ramaphosa at the level that they are protecting Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa will or has information on everybody. We have a story coming out, I think it was Becky Teller that said that if they arrest me, then I'm going to sing about everyone. These guys, this entire government is corrupted. This entire government, every single person in this government is 100% aware of or themselves involved in this criminality that we are seeing. This is why we are not seeing people being arrested. We are not seeing people being, they fire one or two, Mbalula, the whole lot of them are complicit. And they don't care. They don't care, but about you that's battling to put petrol in your car to get to work. They don't care about you that doesn't have enough money to catch a taxi to get to work. They don't care that you are having to feed a family of 4 or 5 on 300 Rand a month. They don't care, bud. In fact, they don't want you to spend 300 Rand a month on food. They want you to spend your 300 Rand a month on tick and mandrax and cocaine and marijuana. That's what they want, bro, because they are living in this parallel economy of crime and drug dealing is funding everything for them. Everything. And on the other side, and I'm telling you, corrupt corporate monopoly, white capital, whatever you want to call it, is thick in the mix here. Thick in the mix. And this is why they're protecting this president and they're protecting this party with everything they have. I'm starting to really suspect that the GNU has been formulated in order to keep us quiet so that we think that the GNU is working in our favor, when in fact it is just another system that has been incorporated to protect the guilty. What has the DA done since they've been in the GNU? What has anyone done since this GNU has been in effect? It stabilized the rand a little bit on international markets. We've shown massive growth of, ready for it, 0. What percent? Still a 0 in front. Why? Because they're protecting themselves. Julius Malema has not issued a peep, not a peep, on what has been exposed in those WhatsApps of General Khan. Usually he's the first on the podium to shout and scream. Julius Malema, when accused by a podcaster of taking money from drug dealers, amongst other things, has not held a press conference on that. Has said nothing about it except to take the guy to court on an interdict. And the guy continued. I think his surname's Ndlozi. And now he wants the guy in prison to silence him. Why would a podcaster make an allegation like that if he doesn't have the evidence? You understand where I'm coming from? This is a cabal. The politics in South Africa is a cabal. You guys are shouting about blue t-shirts, yellow t-shirts, green t-shirts, pink t-shirts, this, that, our party, this, our party, that, our party, the rest. And you don't understand, bro. For those of us that are on the outside, that are apolitical, that can see this thing objectively, you are all being played. All of you. You being sectioned off in little small tribes of identity politics, thinking that by fighting or being made to think that by joining this party or joining that party, you are part of the issue that's going to solve South Africa, not understanding that those at the top of these parties are meeting every day, planning all of this stuff to keep you and me occupied and diverted from the real issue, which is we are being played and conned right here, right now, as we sit in this country, every single minute of every single day. This is orchestrated chaos in order to enrich a minority of people, whether they be government, ANC, corporate, criminal. Okay, now I'm going to move to the second portion here. In 2021, July, exactly 5 years ago, almost to the day, 1 month out, after Jacob Zuma was convicted for contempt of court and they issued a warrant for him to be detained and go to jail, this country burnt. Now, 5 years later, the Constitutional Court issues a finding that says we will no longer tolerate your Stalingrad tactics. You must face the courts for arms deals, Guptas, state capture. The list is days after that. March on March begins. Days. Who are the people pushing March on March? Who are they? Jacinta, what's her surname? His own daughter in the looting has been implicated and, in fact, as far as I know, is on trial for that. Now we have another Zuma who is heading up another protest organization claiming that this is about foreigners. This has, for you that's marching, you that has valid concerns about Nigerian drug dealers, illicit food that's coming into the country through Pakistani and Ethiopian shops, you that can't get jobs because foreigners are taking your work, etc. Whatever your claims may be, you are marching there 100% believing that this is what it's actually about. But I'm telling you, after watching what I saw yesterday, my suspicions are 100% confirmed. The same person who's leading March on March was yesterday leading a march for the Umkhonto we Sizwe party, led by Jacob Zuma. The same person, Jacinta, was in the front of that march as a MKP leader, leading a march against now service delivery. And you know what else I noticed? The people all standing in the front of that march were the same people in the March on March. Now that Jacob Zuma and his family are being threatened with proper legal consequences for the manner in which they've conducted themselves for decades. Now the foreigners are a problem. Now service delivery is a problem. And thousands of people, specifically Zulus, are now in the streets getting ready to have a repeat of 2021. This has got nothing to do with service delivery. This has got nothing to do with foreigners. This has got everything to do with preventing, through a show of force, the arrest and prosecution of Jacob Zuma. This whole thing is to design. The Zulus have always been like this. Always, throughout history. They protect their chief. And Zuma is the chief. This whole thing is to prevent the government from taking action against one individual and those in his family and associated with him. That is what it is actually about. I am 100% convinced. The timing is perfect. In the middle of the chaos of the Madlanga Commission, when the police is fractured, the top leadership of the police are being decimated. The chaos is being orchestrated at the very same time. Now, I'm going to say this again. In my view, we are in danger of a coup here. Not for any other reason, but to protect that man. That's what's actually going on. And thousands and thousands of people are being conned into believing it's because these foreigners are doing X, Y, Z to them. And because they can identify with that, because that's their lived experience, they're climbing on board. This has been master strategy. And I'll tell you this, as much as Zuma and Ramaphosa are at ends, for Ramaphosa, this couldn't have come at a better time. It couldn't have come at a better time. Because we as the public are all diverted and worried and in fear and all of the rest. Pala pala for us compared to the threat of being looted and robbed and civil war and police corruption and all of that. Pala pala is actually the least of our worries. Yes, we want accountability for it. Don't get me wrong. We want him to pay the price. But we wanted the same for Zuma. Do you remember? Just the other day, I attended a march in Pretoria where thousands, hundreds of thousands of people gathered and were chanting, Zuma must go. Do you remember that? We took him to court. We did everything in our power. That man is still living exactly as he was living while the rest of us are fighting each other. I think he spent 10 days in prison before being released on medical parole. That's another thing. While the Madlanga Commission is on the cook, I want them or someone to go back and I want to know which officials, which doctors, which what were involved with the release of Schabir Shaik. That must be re-looked at. If you want to go back to the apartheid years and start flipping locking up 90-year-old policemen from 1932, then there's no problem with going back just a couple of years and checking how did Schabir Shaik actually get out of prison. We must go back and we must look again. How did Schabir Shaik not come to book for all the crimes he was accused of? All of it should be coming out. And all of it is starting to come out. And what better way to stop it all from coming out than to create chaos in the streets under the banner of the foreigners? To completely divert the public's attention from what is actually going on. And I'm going to leave it here and close it here again. I want to drill this into everybody's mind. This entire political sphere. All of them are complicit and corrupt from beginning to end. And they're playing you and they're playing me like a piano. The mission is, we stay in power, you pay. And to supplement that, we're going to sell drugs to your kids. We're going to sell drugs to your kids and kill your children. And not only your children, tear your families apart, rob your families of your mothers and fathers who are on this poison. And they simply don't care, but they simply don't care. As long as they're making money and you going to work and paying tax, that's all they care about. And they're just running it circularly. And you think like this Liam Jacobs, jumping from this t-shirt to that t-shirt. But you might as well just have stayed with Gayton, because you're all in it together anyway. Lekker. Cheers, guys. Have a lekker day.